All right, go.
I'm rocking with Don Kilam.
Let's go. Peace, peace, peace. It's your boy Don Kilam, also known as Malik Kilam, and as always, prosperity is your divine birthright. Y'all see me once again, man. We in the mountains. I don't know if y'all can see us in the background, but we in the mountains. We're on the top of the mountain in Bel Air, next to Jay-Z and Beyonce. Quincy Jones used to be out here. A number of celebrities. I can't even keep up with everybody because I'm focused on me. But as always, I'm not a licensed attorney or tax expert. I do this for educational, informational purposes only. And sometimes it can be quite entertaining. But I want everybody to understand how I came into my prosperity. First and foremost is really understanding that spelling is spellcasting. I'm going to say it again. Spelling is spellcasting. All letters are as curved lines and dots, sacred geometry, and it has an effect on your motions and movements in life. So these are spells and spell casting because we're really telepathic beings. Not going to get deep on that today, though. So these spells that are being created on paperwork is what keeps you in the box. It keeps you thinking within the box. If you've ever heard the saying, think inside the box, I tell people demographics is the graph of demons. Can you prove that a state really exists, or is it invisible lines? I can prove that certain things exist by I can show you a land deed. And the same thing with people. So they put people on paperwork and convert them into property. Say it again. They put people on paperwork and convert them into property. They instead of we the people, because that's what the Constitution protects is we the people, they turn you into a person. Because only a person can commit a crime. They turn you into a persona. A persona is a corporation under federal codes and statutes. United States is a federal corporation under 28 U.S.C. 3002, subsection 15A. Also, United States business means United States citizen. So I want people to understand, are you a national or are you a United States citizen? Citizen means property. Citizen means servant. So what are you checking on the box? And I roll with a private life, so I don't like even rolling with people unless they understand that they have a nationality. Where do Chinese people come from? They come from China. Where do Japanese people come from? They come from Japan. So where do Americans come from? They come from America. They're not a United States citizen. United States is a corporation. And everybody has, if you don't get this and comprehend this, you can't think outside the box and make it outside the matrix. You'll never level up. You'll always be a so-called employee. You'll never be able to hand down wealth to your future generations. People die and just hand off bills. So what I'm teaching you is how to remain private and hand down assets and have a certain level of some prosperity. And it's like crazy. Not even probably, I'm guessing. I'm just going to make up my own statistics. I'm going to say 85% of people probably don't even have life insurance when they die. So this is something that the family trust should have. Because when you die, who is going to replace your position? Because you have a position to play within your family. So when you die, who's going to replace your position? So until we can discover who's going to replace this position, we at least have life insurance. So I hope that makes sense. And that life insurance goes to the family trust. The life insurance goes to the family trust, and then it replenishes, for a little bit what that person was actually bringing to the family. The same way with businesses. We have business insurance as well. If the business brings harm in the public, but everything else is in the private, all the assets is in the private trust, so they can't take nothing from us. And it starts with learning that your name is truly the business. So instead of putting it in the social security number, you're going to put it with an EIN number in the business. Everything is business. When you ride around in your car, that's a business car. And I promise you, if you have your car in a family trust, a trust or a business, that the police are going to treat you way differently than if it was a personal car. And then when you register things, you give up your rights as well. The government they think it's theirs when you register things. So you got to learn how to put it in a private trust, keep things private, have private holding companies, or maybe even property management. And I do these things. I make my house, instead of you paying regular rent or regular mortgage, you're paying the rent for a family office. You want to turn your family into a family office. Everything that you do in life needs to be a business expense. So then you can turn it into a tax credit or a deductible. Because people think when they owe taxes that they owe taxes, but they really don't. If you had it as a business, everything that you spend on a business is a deductible. The first major credit that I started learning with tax credits was something called research and development tax credits. And you really want W-2 employees. So you do want to hire some employees. And then everything you pay them, you can write off, especially if you're researching and developing for that company. So say you had a car detailing shop, right? And you want to train employees on how to clean cars, how to mix chemicals correctly, whatever it may be. Even if you want to make them watch some AI videos, you spent time to make it, you spent time for the TV, whatever you're charging yourself. Like, I teach people how to turn even if they pay for cable or internet, everybody has a cell phone bill. You're using that for education, right? Like, everybody uses their phone to learn. So now that phone bill is now a research and development tax credit. So you get all of that back, plus some if you're paying your employees. So they give it to you. When you hear the word tax credit, just think U.S. Treasury check. When you get your income tax check back, it's the same thing, except these numbers are bigger. So that's research and development. And so that was a major breakthrough for me last year, learning how to get those research and development credits back. I've always known how to get education tax credits back. I've always known how to get, if you're paying insurance, health insurance, life insurance, you get all that money back. Same way with everybody pays a light bill. You want to take the light bill out your personal name and put it in your business name. Now, what I usually do is put it in my church name. So now I can collect donations and pay my light bill. And then I can pay other people's light bills. So if the church is set up, because people went to churches and got clothes donated to them. People went to churches to get their bills paid. So what you want to do is create a family church that pays your bills. You want to create a family church that donates you clothes. And yes, it can be Versace. If that's what you want to donate, it can be, what's them glasses, Dolce and Gabbanas? The church donated some Dolce and Gabbanas. I can't even make this up. You ain't got them on, do you? Damn, she ain't got them on. But y'all will see them. Y'all will see them. The church donated that. You feel me? The church is giving back to its community, So that's what we do. That's really what we do. But when you start understanding the game, so I don't buy clothes. It's considered a wardrobe. So now it's a tax credit. It's a wardrobe for the family. When I get in transportation, such as a Rolls Royce, that is a family vehicle expense, because you have to look good for the family. You have to get from point A to point B for the family. Same way with private jets, all of that. That's going to be from the family church. The family church donates that so you can ride in style. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Everything is taxes, bro. Listen, even when you go to court and go to jail, the first thing they ask you is, do you understand your charge, right? So you ain't even got to point it on her no more, because I'm about to ask her some questions. I really want her to understand this. So they say, do you understand your charge, right? When you go to the store, don't you get charged? Now, if I go to the store, I was just talking to your people. They said there was a clerk at the gas station, correct? Yeah. So what's a clerk do? They collect money, right? Don't every courthouse have a clerk? Yeah, because they collect money. Do you understand your charge? If I want to go to a rap show, I have to buy a ticket to that show, right? What's the police give you? A ticket. And they need you to sign it, right? So you become the co-signer of their ticket, and they're accessing that from your social security number. Does that make sense? Yeah. So they're getting money for the state from your social security number, and you co-signed it. I hope that makes sense for the world, but I know it went over a lot of y'all's heads. But everything in life is truly not what it seems. You weren't in school. You weren't taught taxes. That's for a reason. You wasn't taught true accounting. That's for a reason. You wasn't taught true government. That's for a reason. And most everybody that's of melanation or considered black, they was taught that they came from slavery. And that's for a reason as well. They don't ever teach you that you was black royalty. They don't ever teach you that there was black kings. They don't ever teach you that there was black queens. There's black empresses, emperors, sultans, sultanas, and neguses. This is where they get the word negus. They thought they were saying niggas. They were saying negus. This is an Ethiopian ruler. So just they don't teach you these things, and it's for a reason, because they don't want you to know who you are, tap into the prosperity, and start learning this true game, how they hide everything. So check this out. If I went into a white person's grave and dug up a white person out their grave, that would be a felony, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So that's why you don't know that your ancestors were the Egyptians, because they went in and dug up your ancestors. Does that make sense? Because it's a crime. They wanted to study them, and they stole all their gold and everything. But just know everything's a game. And what I teach in this game is status correction. That's the key word right there. Status correction, political status correction. So Mr. is a status. Mrs. is a status. Plaintiff is a status. Defendant is a status. Black is a status. White is a status. Single's a status. Being married is a status. So you need to learn how to correct your political status, and it starts with nationality. Learning that you truly have a nationality, like I was speaking on, and your state is truly your country. Your state is truly your country. So if you come from Texas, you're a Texan. If you come from Hawaii, you're Hawaiian. So that's how that works. So if I went to Africa, nobody from Africa says they're African. They'll say they're Nigerian. They'll say they're Sierra Leonean. They'll say they're Kenyan. These are nationalities. Africa is the continent. We all come from tribes starting off, so we're tribal people. So, man, that's all the game I'm going to spit for y'all right now, because I don't want to keep, I feel like I'm just going on and on. But that's a lot. Digest it. Rewind it back. Run it back twice. You hear me? And then when it starts making sense for you, text Private Life to 702-200-4900. Again, text Private Life to 702-200-4900. I'm going to teach you how to tap into your prosperity. If you tap into DK's private business circle, you're going to go from zero to hero in less than 24 weeks. I can promise you that. That's my guarantee for everybody. But much peace and love. Tap in.
Flavor Flav in the building. Yo, Don Kilam, keep doing your thing, G. Hey, yo, check 1, 2. This is Flavor Flav in the building, you know what I'm saying? Word up. Hey, yo, make sure y'all check out the song bars, you know what I'm saying? Word up by my man Don Kilam. You heard? A Fresco King. Yeah, boy. You know what time it is. Make sure y'all check out the bars by my boy. All right? Flavor Flav in the building. Yo, Don Kilam, keep doing your thing, G.